Alright, I'm just going to upload this to YouTube so that the quality is a little bit better. So this was my kind of thinking with how I drew it like this. Uh, so everything in it has a meaning. None of it's filler. So your wife is the chipmunk squirrel character, and I put her in the front because the issue I had was think all these animals had to have different sizes. You know what I mean? All the sizes are different, and the sizes don't really match up with their actual sizes in real life. Like a hummingbird wouldn't be half the size of a koala bear. So what I did was I kind of it's a if you imagine like a staircase, it's going doop 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 like that. So wife in the forefront, the closest, so that I could do the smallest character the biggest. And then the koala bear, I had drawn in a few different places, but I felt like I wanted to frame it in all the busy work since there's these big negative spaces in him. So I used him to do that, to keep this spot just not a bunch of busyness. And also, too, him being bigger than the squirrel, but wanting the squirrel to be at least half his size. So how I figured that was to just put him behind the squirrel. So it's going doop, doop. And then here will be the doggo, that little tongue out. And that's like the main part of the design. So that will be tattooed in a different way than everything else and will be a lot bolder, and that sets right in the center, right at that focal point. So that's the biggest one. And then this is just kind of a rocker on that side right there. A nice little detail is, and by putting it up there in the design and not down here, I was able to make it a little bit bigger without having to make it much smaller like that. You can see the difference. And then so all the fruits, they're all wild, like wild plums, and these things typically represent growth and prosperity and influence. So all these characters are part of your story that got you to where you're going, and each one of these plants in here all obviously has a corresponding reason why they're there. Roses, obviously, the lilies that you had me put in there, the rose leaves themselves being predominant, going up through the whole thing. The wild plums, representing the growth and change and substance, and that's all encapsulating around the main focal point, which is the dog. And from my understanding, that's the main subject matter of the whole thing. So that's why she's gonna be, the biggest part of the entire design. She'll be looking up at the hummingbird just to give it a little motion, so it doesn't just look like collaged. But yeah.